What's up, you guys? So I know that I'm a little late making this video. My competition has already beat me in their breakdown and recap and reactions to it, but whatever. This video's for the subscribers, you know. So Kevin Holland gets beaten by Marvin Vettori. It was a 5-round decision. It was pretty dominant. Dominant in the sense of game plan and strategy. And if you're talking about the sport and just the way to beat a person in the cage, Marvin Vettori did dominate him, yeah. As far as delivering a brutal butt kicking, no, I didn't see much of that, but I'll get into it and I'll explain it. And we're going to explain what exactly went wrong for Kevin Holland. This is my reaction and recap to UFC on ABC 2, I believe. Yeah, that's the second event. So, without further ado, let's talk about it. Hey, so straight up, first thing, right before we hop into it, let me just say this. I got my prediction right. Everybody here who subscribed to my channel, my subscribers, my boys, my gang, we are officially 11-2 since... Damn, I just lost count. I'm actually not sure if it's 11-2. I think it's maybe 12-2. I'm not. Anyway, I know we only got 2 wrong. Let me put it like that. As for the number, I think it's 11 or 12. But anyway, man, I pretty much summed it up. Marvin Vettori would have to mix up his boxing with the wrestling and get him to the ground, and that he could not stand with Kevin Holland, and he knew that. And he went in there and he absolutely implemented a game plan that was perfect for beating Kevin Holland. It's almost as if he watched that Derek Brunson fight and saw that and was like, I see. This is exactly what I'm going to... That's literally because it was only, 10-day notice? That literally looked like what he did. It looked like, oh, it's a short notice opponent. Kevin Holland, let me just watch the Derek Brunson fight. Oh, yep, team, this is what we need to do. Let's just do exactly what Derek Brunson did. And essentially he did that. But he did it a little better because we have to give Marvin Vettori full props here. He did not, okay, maybe Kevin Holland didn't get enough time to strategize for Marvin. But Marvin Vettori beat, in my opinion, the best version of Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland was serious, and his gas tank held up a little bit better than I thought it would. Honestly, I thought he'd be completely gassed. Marvin was actually more gassed than him, although he was shooting there, taking him down and all this other kind of stuff. And I think for the first time that I've been watching Marvin Vettori fight, which hasn't been much, I'm not gonna lie to you, he actually got rocked. He got hurt pretty bad. I believe it was a straight right that caught Marvin Vettori right on the chin. It was like a perfect shot. Kevin Holland went after him and thought, oh, it's hurt, I gotta go. It was just a stupid decision by Kevin Holland. Wailed at him. Marvin Vettori literally shot under and sweeped his legs and took him down. That was just, you gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to the man. Marvin Vettori absolutely beat Kevin Holland. I'm not gonna say dominate. I think that the MMA community throws the word domination around a little too much. Oh, but Trippy, what's a dominant performance to you if that's not a dominant... Okay, a dominant performance. Kamaru Usman, Tyron Woodley. Habib, Michael Johnson. Holloway, Calvin Kattar. To me, those are... Colby Covington, Robbie Lawler. To me, those are dominant performances where the guy essentially just didn't really have a big shot to win other than to knock him out. Which is, as I said in my previous videos, if you can't knock him out, if that knockout blow doesn't land, what's your other way to win? All around, man, this was just a bad matchup for Kevin Holland, especially to take it on short notice, man, where you can't strategize for the guy. A guy who's durable, a guy who can compete with him in the stand-up, and a guy who can take him down at will if he's not careful. That's a horrible matchup for Kevin Holland, man. So what about Kevin Holland? So Kevin Holland absolutely shouldn't hang his head, but I don't think he is. He posted something funny on Instagram, and he said that he's basically going to have an answer for the wrestling next time. I think that's going to make for a monster in his return. I think Kevin Holland is going to really take these 2 losses seriously and really evaluate his game. I don't think that he should run in there and then just fight next week. You know how this guy is. I think he should really rely on his camp and really try to fix those holes in his defense, because he has holes. He has good offense. Chaotic and wild at times, but in a little sloppy, but good offense. He can knock people out at will, and he can outstrike you if you let him. He has good offense. His defense, though, his MMA defense, he was getting caught by some of the boxing of Marvin Vettori. Marvin Vettori was boxing him up at times, and he did not have a good... His takedown defense actually held up pretty well early, and it surprised me, especially in the first round, which pisses me off because Kevin Holland absolutely could have beat Derek Brunson. The Kevin Holland that showed up today could have knocked out Derek Brunson. That's what pisses me off about it, is because he goofed that last one away. But man, as for Marvin, bro, Marvin should absolutely keep doing what he's doing, dog. Like, that style he fought, that performance he had, he literally, Marvin Vettori will give anybody problems. I don't see anybody in that top 5 just dominating Marvin Vettori. I just do not see it. That guy is, A, too intense to even let that happen. And B, he has answers everywhere. If he needs to strike with you, he can strike with you. If he needs to grapple you, he can absolutely grapple you. If he needs to freaking, I don't know, try to knock you out, he can knock you out. That guy, he has an answer for everything. But there's a big hole in his game, in both Kim and Kevin Holland's game, and that is the gas tank, boy. He can't be gassing out like that, man. Marvin gassed in like the 3rd round, too. He can't be doing that. When you're fighting 5-round fights, and the pace wasn't even fast in this fight. It wasn't fast at all. It was very slow paced, and Marvin just took him down and laid on him for the most part, and imposed his game, and he still gassed out in the 3rd round. And the only reason why he was still successful with his takedowns, because, yes, Kevin Holland, in my opinion, wasn't as gassed as Marvin, but Kevin was still not at 100% anymore, and so he was able to still take him down. And also, Kevin makes a bunch of mistakes, especially in that sequence where he rocked Marvin, and he tried to go after him and tried to finish him right then and there. I don't know what that was about, but he was just able just to bully Kevin Holland, A, because of the size and strength, and then B, is because obviously the grappling, he's just a better grappler. What can I say? But man, Marvin Vettori gives everyone problems in that division. My thing is that he can't be gassing out in front of Israel Adesanya. He can't be gassing out in front of Jared Cannonier. He can't be gassing out in front of, hell, Robert Whittaker. He can't be doing that. Even Paulo Costa, he can't even gas out like that in Paulo Costa. That will be the day Paulo Costa sleeps someone out cold, is when they gas out before he does in front of him. So, what's next for these guys, right? Let me just start by saying this. Kevin had a good first few minutes. He was kicking Marvin Vettori a lot of kicks early. A lot of kicks, trying to keep Marvin back, but it ultimately didn't really work. It was working for a little bit, and then it kind of got watered down, and Marvin found a way around it and grabbed him anyway. Basically, Kevin Holland, man, he needs to find an answer to that wrestling. If he does, you're looking at a pretty scary contender in the middleweight division. But until he does that, man, he's just going to run into these same problems every time, especially if they keep giving him wrestlers, which is, there's a few in the middleweight division that's going to keep giving him problems. As for the Derek Brunson rematch that he wants, I would sit that on the back burner for now. I would, like I said, really lean on his camp and try and fix that. But as for Marvin Vettori, they say give him a title shot. I say no. Give him Darren Till. Because I'll tell you this, boy. If he can go in there and do what he did to Kevin Holland against Darren Till, boy, he is going to give... People need to wake up. People need to wake up. Marvin Vettori will give Israel Adesanya some serious problems. He has to fix 2 things. The guy has to keep his hands up and stop hanging his freaking chin in the air whenever he's boxing. And B, he has to fit the gas tank thing. He gets both of those done. He is a problem for Adesanya, man. So what is he going to do? Throw a lot of kicks, keep him at bay? That can't happen. Jab him. Make it a boring fight. Make it an Israel Adesanya fight. Okay, yeah, he can absolutely win. Izzy absolutely has a good chance to win. But if that doesn't work, dude, Izzy's in some freaking trouble if Marvin gets a hold of him. Anytime Marvin gets a hold of him and gets him down, Izzy is in some trouble, man. Marvin Vettori is a nightmare matchup for Israel Adesanya. And come and debate me. Come at me if you disagree with me. Come at me. Marvin Vettori is a nightmare matchup for Israel Adesanya. But I want to see him fight Darren Till. Then I will bank on that. I will bet you on that before after we see him fight Darren Till. I think he should absolutely fight Darren Till because that's going to give us a lot of answers, especially me. Will he get punished for hanging? Because he did get caught by Kevin Holland for having his hands so low. But against a power puncher who, in my opinion, hits harder or just as hard as as Kevin Holland, I think Darren Till hits harder than Kevin Holland, actually. And he's a much more solid, a much more just all-around better fighter than Kevin. Better takedown defense, doesn't get controlled on the ground, and is leaps and bounds ahead of the striking than Marvin Vettori. And has power, just as much power, more power than Marvin Vettori, and can punish him for having his hands low and his chin in the air. That is a brilliant test for Marvin. If he beats Darren Till, dominates him, hell, set up him, Whittaker, interim title, or just give him the title shot after Robert Whittaker. It doesn't matter. But this has been your boy Trippy. Without letting this video go on for too long, this has been my recap on what happened tonight with the fights. And I'll see you next time. And I'm out, man.